All right, so we got a lot of news coming out this morning. Trump's Iran deadline. We've got multiple outlets reporting that we're about to restart the operation in Iran. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Sweden today, meeting with NATO. I know there's a lot of people probably in the chat that don't care about NATO, that don't care about NATO's opinion. Sadly, that's the way that negotiations work. There's some new information coming out this morning from Marco Rubio whenever he landed there in Sweden. And I believe he brings up some really strong points as to basically who is working with us.
He's been very disappointed. Understand that there are many countries in NATO that agree with us that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, that Iran is a threat to the world. So the president said, fine, I'm going to do something about it. He's not asking them to commit troops. He's not asking them to send their fighter jets in, but they refuse to do anything. So I think the president looks at that and says, hold on a second. If all these countries around the world agree with us that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, that this regime is a threat to world peace and security, that already have missiles that can reach Europe. They don't have missiles that can reach America yet, but they have missiles that can reach Europe. We're actually step forward and do something about it, and everyone goes into hiding. Yeah, I think we're very upset about that.
So he brings up a great point there. All of these countries have came out basically in opposition to what we're doing in the Middle East, to what we're doing in the Strait of Hormuz. They admit that Iran has ballistic missiles, not nuclear, ballistic, that can reach their locations. England, Spain, France, Germany, all of these countries, Cyprus, Turkey, but yet they won't do anything about it. It's basically like you send your kid to school, you know there's a bully in the lunchroom taking your kid's lunch money, but you continue to give your kid lunch money and send them to school for it to be taken. That's the way that I look at this. And it's stunning that so many people don't realize this, or they don't care. And I think it's amazing that the president of the United States has a superpower. Number one, he exposes everyone for who they really are and when they really hate America. That is his superpower. He has exposed a lot of these clowns that we have here in the United States that have made a lot of money on the back of his name with the Make America Great Again movement, and then also with NATO, with the United Nations, with countries that we thought were our allies. We thought they were our allies. And right now, I would say China is a bigger ally in what's going on in the Middle East and the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, than Germany, than France, than England, than Spain. I think it's odd. We have new sort of bedfellows. I think it's crazy to see that this is unfolded under the president. And if you agree with that, I'd love to get your comments in the chat. But it's really backwards. Everything is reversed. I would have thought that some of these NATO countries, some of these partners that we helped not speak German or helped not speak Japanese would be our allies, but it turns out they're not. And they continue, Germany, England, all these NATO countries are buying natural gas from Russia, which is another thing that the president warned them about, saying basically, if you shut off your natural gas pipelines and you're pumping, you're going to be beholden to Russia. And that's exactly what it is. It's a really weird dynamic. But I've got some other information here with Secretary of State Marco Rubio is really making a case for a strong opportunity as a presidential candidate in 2028.
On the issue of Iran, the news this morning, I know it's early it's still in the United States, a little later in the region, in the Middle East, but we await word on those conversations that are ongoing. There's been some slight progress. I don't want to exaggerate it, but there's been a little bit of movement, and that's good. The fundamentals remain the same. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And then added to this, of course, is the issue of the Straits. Iran is trying to create a tolling system. They're trying to convince Oman, by the way, to join them in this tolling system in an international waterway. There is not a country in the world that should accept that.
And the president has, of course, said that the United
So that is what Iran is trying to do right now. They're trying to set up this toll booth, and they're looking for partners. They want some partners to do this, and I'll show you the basically the land area that they want to control, and you can see it right here. So Strait of Hormuz, they want to be able to charge a toll system for anyone that comes in this area. And that would do a hell of a lot of damage to your wallet. Is there any reason that you think that we should allow this? This is an international waterway. And if you don't think that that's going to affect your bottom line, you're crazy. You are absolutely crazy to believe that it wouldn't. I believe it would. I'd love to debate anyone that doesn't think that it will. But that's where we're at this morning, and it's a sad situation. There's other information that is coming out from other outlets. The Guardian in the UK is reporting U.S. arms sales to Taiwan on pause due to the Iran war. Secretary of the Navy, acting Secretary of the Navy Hung Kao has said, yeah, we're not going to sell anything right now to Taiwan. We're going to keep those arms deals for us. The Ayatollah Khomeini, nobody really knows if this guy is alive, but apparently CNN got an interview. I don't know. Iran's enriched uranium won't leave the country. The supreme leader is saying that. If you believe that he is the one speaking, I believe you're a lunatic. And then we're back to this Hormuz tolling system would make the diplomatic deal unfeasible. I think, oh, here we go. Eidolon, Trojan horse for cargo seizures, maybe piracy. Yeah, because somebody's going to be enforcing that. We don't know who's going to be enforcing that. I'm sure that they're going to come to some level of agreement here in the next, I would say the next 24 to 48 hours. There's going to be, I wouldn't say an agreement. I would say there's going to be another proposal. U.S. and Iran still at odds on key issues. Both sides report signs of progress. To me, the number one thing is free flow of traffic, Strait of Hormuz. Number two, no nuclear weapons. Those are my two like dropping off points. There's no way around that. None whatsoever. We can't allow them to have any level of nuclear weapons. That's just not happening. I got to pay the bills here this morning, and I want to say thank you to one of my sponsors here on my channel, which is Birch Gold. The price of gold is down about $30 an ounce. Silver's down to $75 an ounce right now. It's about $1, down about $1 right now. And one of my partners, like I said, is Birch Gold here on the channel. They help me pay the bills. They help me pay, do some work with the veterans that I participate with. And when all these supply constraints, all these commodities, prices are surging, and you see it on daily basis when you go pump your gas. And if you've been thinking about buying gold, now is the time to get in on the gold market. Gold is not dropping in price. It is a commodity that will always be increasing. They're not really making any new gold. You can text my name down below. Text my last name to 989-898 for a free information kit. And I'll just say this. I'm a little happier that I started investing in gold years ago rather than now. But there's no better time to start than now, because it's not going to, you're not going to lose money on gold. Or I haven't heard of anyone losing money on gold. Now, overnight, there was an interview, I think yesterday afternoon, interview with Alex Jones and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And there's a lot of these people that are really upset because of the loss in Kentucky with Thomas Massey. There's a huge wave of, I would just say, morons that are very upset. And it's never been more clear as to who these actual morons are. I want you to watch this. This is pretty stunning with what Alex Jones is now going to accuse the president of the United States of doing. Watch this.
I think it's right there. Absolutely. He's like, 'cause I remember the clip. He goes, wait. I just got a big idea. I can get into war. Well, he just said yesterday, he said, I may be here in 2028. I may just stay. I may be the Israeli prime minister. What about that?
Well, that's so that type of behavior is someone planning an idea over and over and over again. He constantly says it so that he can normalize the idea and test the support and test people's reactions. But saying it over and over and over again normalizes the idea. And I think it's incredibly dangerous, and no one should ever accept it. Absolutely not. There cannot be a third term. No, that's against our laws. That's against the Constitution. There is no third term.
Yeah, well,
and if this country is at war, no, our elections should not be canceled. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, they should carry on and they should go forward, and people need to fight as hard as possible for election
I agree. Are
integrity.
you worried about an October surprise, Cuba or something else before the election?
I'm worried about it.
So Alex Jones is now floating the idea that President Trump is going to cancel the 2028 elections to stay in power. And Marjorie Taylor Greene from her home in Costa Rica is agreeing with this. And they both go into this long diatribe stating that this is a calculated operation to normalize a dictatorship. And I think it's funny that someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, now that we know exactly who she is, she has shed her skin similar to the way that snakes have. We understand who she's been working for, and it's not the American people, or she wouldn't have left Congress and moved to Costa Rica, bought a $5 million house. And the memes now are just hilarious. The memes are so funny. Why does MTG look like a gas station hot dog that's been rotating under the heat lamp for a month? I almost spit coffee out of my mouth whenever I read that. I thought it was hilarious. And then I think this one is the one for me. Here's Marjorie, and then here's Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I don't think she's aged a day in the 47 years since that movie came out. I mean, it looks pretty similar to me, right? Marjorie and Spicoli. I could see the resemblance. I could see the resemblance there. How many of you feel slighted with Marjorie Taylor Greene, knowing that she's living on the beach in Costa Rica in a $5 million house while making tax dollars for the rest of her life, sucking up a retirement check from Congress? It bothers me. We've got some other stuff that came out yesterday as well. This interview resurfaced. This is a kind of man on the street interview. It's very ironic.
Do you think he should stay or he should go to the wedding?
I mean, I would think any parent would want to be there for their child's important day, and getting married is a pretty important day.
Okay. Even if there's a lot of other stuff going on, like a war and things like that. I mean,
Well, he finds time to golf when there
Getting married's an important day, even when it's your brother.
are important things that are happening, or walk around talking about the ballroom. So he certainly, if he really cared about his son and cared about being a family man, he would try to make time to go to his
How much more of a family man can you be than marrying your sister, right, Ilhan?
son's wedding.
okay, thank you.
I think it's so ironic that this came out, and this was James Wood that said this. Brother Humper Omar lectures us on marriage protocol. Classic. You got to love that. Member for 14 much. What's up, original Donald? Let me go ahead and give you the boom shakalaka. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then I saw this. I shared this on my X page, and it just makes me laugh. Ilhan Omar, battle is raging inside me. Watch out, world. Ashley St. Clair, battle is a really weird nickname for your brother. Yeah, that's a weird one. I'd love to get your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you care about what Ilhan Omar says? Do you care what Marjorie Taylor Greene says? Do you care any more about people like Thomas Massey? These people have proven on a daily basis for the last year, almost actually a little over a year now. We're going into like 15 months of the president's current presidency that they are anti-American, that they don't want America to succeed. And I hope none of you are getting any advice from the people pictured here. And you can see a lot of them. Some of them are failed comedians. Some of them are just, I don't know, psycho deranged lunatics. But there's some people that do get their advice from there. There's people that watch Tucker Carlson on a daily basis. They watch Candace Owens on a daily basis. Megyn Kelly, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Owen Schroyer. I mean, there's a lot of people that watch that. And if you're getting your news from there, well, good luck. That's what I got to say is good freaking luck. Now, the Democrat Party came out yesterday afternoon and released a kind of like a report running down what happened to them in the previous election, why they lost, why they failed. And Dan Bongino went on to Fox News and basically laid out how he called them out for failing before. I want you to watch this. I'm going to grab a refill on my cup of coffee, and I hope you check this out.
On that one. Yeah, we were the ones who started that. But, you know, it's ironic that they do this autopsy and they're wondering why they have a problem with white male voters and working class male voters of all races that they caused. There's a reason why they caused it, but it's almost as if now they're trying to attract them back with goodies. It's like they had this club, like the We Hate White Men and Working Class Men Club, but come inside for free drinks on Tuesday. It's like they think men are stupid. You've spent multiple decades now embedding this critical theory nonsense that knowledge is a construct of power and the white male patriarchy has the power, so don't trust them. And then when you need them to vote, you're like, hey, white male guys, by the way, forget we said all of that, and please come in and support us so we can take away more of your agency. And it reminds me of something. This whole left-wing governing ethos is the idea that we.
So he calls them out for exactly who they are, for being the same schmucks. Oh, here we go. Love Candace and Tucker, not you or Fox. What a schmuck you are. If you watch Candace Owens, you are probably one of the lowest members of the IQ brigade that would possibly ever exist. She's never proven anything. She is an absolute clown. And Melba Toast, I think that you're probably licking some windows. I don't know. I'd love for you to call in. You're welcome to call in and tell me anything that Candace Owens has actually proven about anything other than she's a, anti-Semite of the year. Code Pink loves Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're right about that. That's been proven on a daily basis that Marjorie Taylor Greene has never been our friend, never been an advocate for the United States. She was let's say a clown in sheep's clothing. Let's keep it clean this morning. So that's kind of where we're at on a rundown of what's going on across the news. Some stuff here in the United States, some stuff happening in the Middle East. And man, it is going to be a long weekend, We got Memorial Day weekend. That's a big honor for those that have passed, or it should be a time for people that have passed to be recognized, friends, family members, things of that nature that maybe you have that have served in the United States military, that have paid the ultimate cost. And if you're a veteran, post your branch of service in the chat. If you have a family member that you're recognizing from that, make sure you put their name and maybe their branch of service in the chat as well. I'd love to do that. I'd love to be able to see that and recognize them with you all here live on the show. With that being said, I'm going to grab some calls this morning. Love to talk to you, get your questions, comments, concerns in. Just make sure you turn down the audio on the whatever you're watching on, whatever's going on in the background. I don't play very well with others when people don't do that. So that's kind of where we're at there, but that's kind of the format of the show. We'll take some calls. And then I, unfortunately, have a full-time job Well, actually, I do love my full-time job, so we will head to that afterwards. And but I like to, run these Friday shows loose on the throttle, get some questions, comments, concerns in, get your opinions on what you think's happening, maybe in the Middle East, maybe here domestically, maybe we haven't heard a lot from the southern border because that's pretty secure. That was one of the campaign promises that the president has followed through on and has really shut that down. So I'm happy about that as well. 615-475-7864. Lines are open. And man, I'm glad to see that we've got some trolls back. I was hoping that we would. We're streaming on multiple platforms here. We're on X, we're on Rumble, Kick, Twitch, Facebook. We're all over the place. We're everywhere, man, just like the Johnny Cash song. Member for 14 months. Thank you, Original Donald. Original Donald, how ironic MTG wanted for a secure border, then left the country. Yeah, that is an interesting one. Let's go line one. Kick us off on a Friday. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ben, I'm in Ohio here. I'm in the chat on Rumble.
Great. Good morning.
I'd just like to know your thoughts on this Massey guy and his revenge tour on Trump. I've been reading the news that said he's handcuffed Trump as far as the War Powers Act. Do you know anything about all that? And what did he really handcuff Trump?
Well, here's the thing. So there's a lot of Republicans. Well, I would say there's some rhinos that are really upset because Massey is gone, because Massey sadly was the only one of the real rhinos to show his true colors. And they believe that Massey was doing all of this heavy lifting for them. And now that he's gone, you've also got the senator out of Louisiana, Bill Cassidy. They are going to take their toys. They're going to try to run away, and they're going to try to handcuff Trump with the War Powers Act. Now, apparently there were 3 or 4 of them that flipped in the Senate, which would have sent it back to a floor vote in Congress for voting on funding of what's happening. It's the one word that is interesting is war, because the only way that this is a war in Iran is if Congress declares it a war. It is an actual conflict. Even the Vietnam War was never declared a, quote, war by Congress. Thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate you. You take care. God bless you. Great call out of Ohio. So you're going to see some of these people. Thank you for the super sticker, SZ6. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, he brings up a great point. There's a bunch of these rhino Republicans that are going to be upset. They're going to have their toys taken away. They're not happy about, I don't think they're happy about being exposed for who they are. We knew that Thomas Massey was always who he is. Leopards don't change their spot, I guess, is I think that's the way it is, right? Leopards don't change their spots. Thank you for calling in from over on the Green Machine, the Rumble people. I really appreciate you. We got a bunch of people watching there. We got a bunch of people on other platforms. Let's go here. James, USMC, Force Recon, Marine Combat Veteran here. Semper Fi. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She loves America so much, she left Congress. She hates Trump so much, she left Congress. But now she goes on the Alex Jones show and continues to try to be relevant. I think the term is relevant. I don't know what relevancy that she actually has left. If you're getting your advice from some of those people, good for you, right? Good for you. I can't. Fact says you can't fix stupidity. That's exactly right. I can't look at I don't know what that one says. Let's go here. Line 2. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Heath Hutchinson. I'm calling from Mobile, Alabama. Have you heard the story about the IED found at the dam of Big Creek Lake in Mobile?
Yeah, I covered that. Absolutely. Yeah. What would you like to say?
I would like to say y'all don't believe everything you hear. It's not what it's being made out to be. I live in Mobile. We've been fighting this water supply for the last year and 4 months because they decided they personally had the power to close it down and not let us fish it anymore. This is a state-owned navigable body of water. And they believe that they have the power to just close it down and keep us out of there. They've opened up a boat rental facility, but for people to rent boats to fish. But we own our own boats. We pay taxes on our boats. We tag our boats. A state-owned body of water is the same thing as a public road. It's like being told you have to rent a boat to drive on. I mean, you have to rent a car to drive on a state-owned highway. And, you know, we've been we have a Facebook page. It's called Take Back Big Creek Lake from Malls. We have a little over 8,000 members. We've been raising money, filing lawsuits and things like that. We just feel like, you know, our constitutional freedoms and right to navigate and travel are being taken from us by an authoritative, you know, water supply company. This is a quasi-public entity.
So let me slow you down. Let me slow you down. I let you give your background and give the information. So my question is, this supposed IED, was this placed there by someone that is upset and they were trying to open it back up themselves? Is that what they were trying to do?
Definitely not. Like I was fixing to say, we've been contacted by multiple people that, you know, law enforcement agency, people that work for this water company. And it seems to be that, I haven't had it completely confirmed yet, but they knew this device was in that water at that dam 9 weeks before they had it removed. We've had that confirmed that they knew it was there March the 2nd and did not remove it until May the 13th. If it was that important and that scary of an issue, like it's being made out to be, then they would have had it removed immediately. And our local sheriff's department has declined.
Do the cars travel
Yes,
over
cars
the dam?
travel across that dam. Yes, thousands of cars travel across that dam a day.
Wow.
Yes.
That's putting a lot of people's lives
We
in
were
danger.
told, we were told that it looks like to be an old fishing device is what it seems to be. Like it may have been in the water 30 years or longer.
Wow. Well, thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the update. Thanks for watching. Send me a link to the
No
Facebook
problem.
page, and I'll put it here on the channel so that people can share that, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good
God
day.
bless you. Roll Tide. One of the greatest Alabama quarterbacks is from Mobile, Alabama. A.J. McCarron. I think he won 2 national championships. Roll Tide. Great story there. I found something here that's pretty interesting, and I've got a lot of ties to Alabama because that's where I grew up. If you're not aware of that story, I'm going to share this with you to get some of you caught up on this. And this is it's pretty disgusting if what this caller had just said is true, and I have no reason to doubt them, that if that device was there for 9 weeks and they failed to do anything about it, they put a lot of lives at danger.
A grenade-type explosive device was found underwater at Big Creek Lake, the primary drinking water supply for the Mobile area. The Mobile area water and sewer system, MA, is saying divers found this improvised explosive device while surveying the lake's dam for routine repairs. A multi-agency bomb squad team, including the FBI, Mobile County Sheriff's Office, and state law enforcement, retrieved and safely destroyed it, as you just saw. Moz says the drinking water supply was not affected. Big Creek Lake is federally designated critical infrastructure, and Homeland Security has been notified. We're trying to find out where the IED came from, if it's been there for some time, or if investigators think it was placed there.
So that is a weird way to, number one, we're seeing no national news. That's what tells me there's legs to this. That's where I'm at. And I don't believe a lot of national news. I want to say the last journalist that I really believed was this guy. I think he is the last journalist I believe. Mean Gene Okerlund. I put more faith in Mean Gene Okerlund than Candace Owens. I put more faith in Mean Gene Okerlund than I do in Tucker Carlson and some of these other people. And if that is the case, with what that previous caller said, that device was there for 9 weeks and nothing was done, then that local municipality, that local government needs to have their absolute keys pulled. That they really need to have that. Something needs to be done, and I'm glad that there's some people suing that. Let's go right here. We got a dumb nuke calling in. Good morning, maneuvering con. Make speed for 4 knots. What you got?
Next week, 4 knots, maneuvering eye. Scorpion down, Scorpion down.
Yeah, that's
99
today's
souls
anniversary.
passed this day, May 22nd, 1968. Rest easy, shipmates. We have the watch.
Yeah, the Scorpion. That was one of the 2 big disasters in the United States Navy submarine history. I've got a cup from the Thresher, and you're right, the Scorpion. That's a big deal. And
we talked about that back in April when
Yeah.
the Thresher anniversary passed. But yeah, 1968, we lost 99 guys. I actually have a funny story about the Scorpion loss. I was on my LPO tour. I probably had about 10 years in at this point in time, and one of my non-quals came up to me and mentioned the fact that his grandfather was one of the 2 surviving members of the Scorpion.
Holy cow. Wow.
They got their last port call in Rota, Spain, 3 days before they lost contact. His grandfather got off, same rate. We were both electricians, got off the boat, made it home for health reasons. He had to get off the boat. He survived. The ship was lost. And I actually had the investigative journalism book. I don't remember the author, but the name of the book was Scorpion Down. And I actually had it on board with me at the time. And I had just read that chapter maybe a week before he revealed this information to me as his LPO. I went back, I found the chapter. Their last names matched.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe
Wow.
it. A month later, I read the passage during his ship's qual, not his board, but his dolphin presentation. He selected me to read that passage about his father being one of the only 2 survivors of the USS Scorpion.
Well, I
That was
appreciate you
fact.
calling in, man. That's a heck of a story on the anniversary today, and we've got Memorial Day coming up on the weekend. So, what better time to reminisce? What are your thoughts about this dam with the IED place there? Previous caller said that this was one of the that device had been there for up to 9 weeks, and the city or the water company knew about that. What are your thoughts about that? Because I think this is crazy if that is true. And I have no doubt.
Well,
I don't have any evidence to doubt what he said was true.
Well, as an engineer, my brother works in the industry as well as me with electrical distribution, and our infrastructure is very, very much exposed to terroristic actions. We do not take it as serious as we should. Not to mention, we have a first world country with a third world power grid. That's part of the reason why we can never employ electric vehicles the way they want. It's just never going to happen without trillions of dollars being invested into our grid. But I'll say this one thing. I'll close up and I'll get off so we can get some more callers in here. Look at Massey as a dark horse candidate in 2028 because he has a lot of support from the youth. If you look at the demographics of what's going on, he really inspires youthful voters. And those same youthful voters are the ones that put Trump in the White House in the first place. So
Massey is going to play the victim role very well. I appreciate you calling, man. God bless you.
You too. Take care, Ben.
I think Massey's going to run as a victim. It's ironic, as much as Massey hated the Jewish people, his number one donor is a Jewish billionaire. Let's go Chris down in Arkansas. What do you got, Chris?
Hey, Ben. With these lame ducks that are in Congress and in Senate that are making these votes on things, I don't understand for the life of me why our founding fathers allowed them to continue to make decisions once they've been voted out. Because I feel like they're doing a lot of the crap that they're doing right now just in retaliation. for losing their seats.
Well,
You know,
at some point, and I don't know when it was, I want to say it was about the 1940s, right around the time of World War II, politicians became career politicians. Our founding fathers served their country and then went back to being farmers. That's the way it was
yeah,
intended to be. And now we have people like, you know, Nancy Pelosi's been in since Reagan was shot in the Ford Theater. Chris, thank you for calling, man. I got them lining up. You take care. God bless you. Would you vote for Massey in 2028? Is there anyone in the chat that would vote for Massey? Poll in the chat, will Iran sign a peace deal? 88% say no. 88% say no, that they don't believe that they would sign a peace deal. I think they're going to be basically forced into this. Let's do a poll in the chat here. Would you vote for Massey? And if you're a Massey voter, I would love to talk to you this morning. Bobby, okay, Bobby, you got a couple of minutes. Oh, I think I hung up on Bobby. There we go. Sorry about that. Would you vote for Massey? That's my big question this morning. Bobby, go right ahead. What you got?
Hey, Heath that called Heath Hutchinson.
I know.
Dance.
Yep.
He's my nephew. He's the one I told you about last night on the call in.
I understand. Yeah, absolutely. I made that connection.
Yeah, and I am not buying that it's been there 30 years. There's no way.
Okay.
I'm not buying that.
Okay.
You know, I'm really not. So keep it up close eye on that story. You're hitting on something that's very important to Alabama and to a lot of the cities with our infrastructure.
Yeah, there's something bigger there that the mainstream news is not covering it, which tells me there's more there. It stinks a lot of a cover up, is what that smells like.
There's a lot he couldn't say to you this morning. I think he was on his way to work, but I think it's something to be investigated more and get out there. You know,
there is definitely something bigger than just a routine inspection magically finding this. There is more to that. Bobby, thank you for calling, brother. God bless you, and thank you for making that connection. Always a pleasure to talk to you this morning. There we go. Bobby in Tennessee, longtime member on the channel. Go ahead and join the channel as a member. If you join the channel as a member, you get access to a Discord server. We're going to do some members only live streams so that, you know, we can encourage that, because this channel thrives on memberships. Let's go. Join members. There we go. We'll put a link there in the chat. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. If you're a Thomas Massey supporter, if you're a Thomas Massey voter, if you donated to Thomas Massey, please call in. Ben, how about the American scientists that have been found dead or missing? Which is it, dead or missing? I don't know. If they were found, they're not missing. If they're dead, they're not missing anymore. If they were found, let me know. Voted 3 times for Trump and now done voting. Boomhauer, great. God bless you. I don't believe President Trump needs your vote anymore. I don't believe that he is running again. If you're the 4%, you're retarded politically. Okay. Wow. He went there. 96% say you would not vote for Thomas Massey. Okay. Massey clowns in the chat. You know, here's a challenge for anyone. Here is a challenge for anyone in the chat. I will send a magical $2 bill with Thomas Jefferson, one of our founding fathers. Magical $2 bill will go in the mail today if you tell me a piece of legislation that helped America that Thomas Massey sponsored. Magical $2 bill. This has never been near a stripper's butthole. You call in and tell me a piece of legislation that Massey passed that helped America, and I'll send you a $2 bill. without a shadow of a doubt. I will put that in the mail today. I might even pull one of my favorite challenge coins back there because I'm challenging you to do that. I am making that challenge right now. Now, Massey, I think his wife passed away and he got remarried very quickly, didn't he? He got remarried very quickly. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Let me know where you're calling from. The lines are open. Let's do this. What bill did Massey pass as a member of Congress that he wrote to benefit America? I don't even think he came out with the names of all of the Epstein folks that he said he was going to do. I don't think that he even got that far, did he? It's pretty amazing as well. Good friend of mine, retired railroader Larry down in Rudy, Arkansas, says Massey's a worm. Larry, I'm going to give you the boom shakalaka.
Amen.
Massey is a worm.
Hallelujah. And
with curly
boom
hair.
shakalaka.
Let's see. The one thing, the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Got a lot of people arrested because of that one, didn't we? Uh-huh. I don't believe Massey's done a damn thing other than that. Line 2, where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hi, Van, Pure, Arizona.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I was calling to see if you caught them crazies in New York, AOC, for example, saying they got to go to the South. The North's got to go to the South and give them what for. Did you see her going on in a rally the other day?
No, I don't watch retarded people. I can't.
No, it was just a clip. I know. I don't watch it either. It was just a clip, and I'm watching the black people, react to her telling the South what to do. So the South is now attacking the left. There was a rally they were having. That's all I caught. But I thought it was hysterical that they're going down there. They want to go tell the South how to vote. It's about the voting thing and what to do, and don't go to school and all that stuff they're pushing now. You know what I mean?
My theory is this. I don't take driving lessons from Stevie Wonder. I wouldn't listen to AOC for political advice. Line 3, go right ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Dykes and all of the Patriots.
Good morning.
Yes, that man Massey hasn't done a whole lot. Like I said in a chat a minute ago, if Andy Jackson was alive, he'd ride his damn white Charger down and cut their heads off with that saber.
You know,
that's what needs to happen.
I think Thomas Massey, whenever he came out against Israel and against all of the people that were, I don't believe his little area of Kentucky has a very large Jewish contingency. And it's very ironic that Massey goes out after the Israeli people and his number one donor was a Jewish billionaire. Thank you for calling. Line 4, go.
Hey, I love your show. This is Ed from Nebraska.
Good morning, Ed in Nebraska. What would you like to say?
I was just saying the guy that commented in said he wasn't going to vote, just Trump's not running again. We all need to vote. That's our God-given right, and the Democrat Party is just waiting for that to take over.
There's a lot of people that will take their toys and run away. And it's hilarious to see that. They're just basically throwing a temper tantrum on a political level. Thank you for calling. I want to show you this. For the people that don't like America or that think that Massey is this elitist, Massey's number one donor is a guy down here in the bottom named Jeff Yass. Do you see this? Top donor in support of Massey, Jeff Yass. He is a Jewish billionaire from Pennsylvania. Think about that. Think about that. And I'm sure the reason that Massey didn't join the United States military is either because of asthma or carpal tunnel syndrome. That's going to be my thought on that one. But the mass hole is gone. He is no longer relevant. He is basically, if we wanted a lip out of Thomas Massey, we're going to have to scrape it off our zippers for a while because he's not relevant. And when they become irrelevant, they run to the Tucker Carlson show. They run to the Sean Ryan show. They run to the Alex Jones show. That's what they do. That's who they are, people. That is who they are. And there's no way to ignore it. If somebody says Massey's a Democrat, you very well could be right about that. Well, the way that he is voted, he's voted more times to support Democrat policies than, I'll just say, American policies. Him and Rand Paul are basically the same. They're the same. There's no way around it. Massey's a Democrat. I don't believe he's a Democrat. He's going to call himself a libertarian, but yet he runs as a Republican. Let's see. Somebody said, did Massey vote to impeach Trump? I don't believe that he voted the first impeachment to not impeach Trump. The second impeachment, I think he voted no on both of those. That doesn't tell me a whole lot. He's never voted to pass any legislation that was put forward. He hasn't done anything for the SAVE Act. Richard Miller, thank you for becoming a member on the channel. Really appreciate that. Let's grab some super chats here. Scoop, member, or Tony Munkets, member for 18 months. Why can't they make a car that runs on beer? Nikki, they're probably drunk. Tell it. And why would you want to waste your beer on a car? Right? Why would you want to do that? I don't think I would. With that being said, this is the Ben Dyke Show, and we have to go to work. That's just kind of what we do. And the lines are open if you want to grab a couple more calls here. But I want to say that we are about to bounce out of here.
Watch on the one MC, pass the word, dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive. Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Same old song again. Same old song again. Marching down the avenue. Marching down the avenue. We don't know when we'll be through. We don't know when we'll be through. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't like the smoking lamp. They won't like the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep, sir. Rolling in the deep, sir. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. Can't remember the sun. Can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. If I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. A long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Say Riley, 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 Riley. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Live, cry, live, free. Cry, live, free. Live, cry, live, cry, live.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dyke Show. Smash a like. All right, guys, that's the Ben Dyke Show. We are going to get out of here. You guys take care. Stay out of trouble. Appreciate you. And we'll catch you in the next one. And I think that's a wrap. That's my theory. Guys, take care. See you on the next one.